Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Tonight I wanted to just show a little bit of how I like to store my loose Hot Wheels and diecast collection. Right now I'm showing you the Creative Options thread organizer. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, these used to be marketed as jammers. Most of us Hot Wheels collectors and diecast collectors know these as jammers, but they took them off the shelf as jammers and reintroduced them later as Creative Options thread organizers. So I've seen these at Joann's Fabric. They're regularly priced at like 15 bucks, but you can get like a coupon to save yourself 40 to 50% off depending on the week. And they'll have them on sale most of the time, so I've picked these up for as little as $7. I've also seen them on Walmart.com for $9, and most recently I saw them on Amazon for $7.46 with free shipping if you spend over $35. So buy yourself 4 or 5 of them, get yourself free shipping. What I really like about these is, obviously the handle that you can store them or carry them around in. I love the fact that they're clear, so you can kind of get a picture of an idea of what's in them while they're sitting on the shelf. If you open them up, like I'm sure most of you know, but they're double-sided. You can open them from either side. They're originally, I think, designed for thread, but they work perfectly for Hot Wheels and 1/64 scale diecast cars. Really like this option right here too, where it's double-sided. Not double-sided, but double-sectioned, and you can put like bigger cars, like right here we've got a Black Walls fire engine. I think that's 5 alarm or something like that, the name of it. You can put bigger castings like trucks, buses, whatever in there. I have seen some guys line these with cloth or some kind of padding to keep their cars from rattling around in if you've got like fresh painted customs or something you don't want rattling around. I've also seen guys lay them down that way and kind of lay them like that, so you can have the cars up and down, and then you can put like a piece of cloth or padding on the top and then seal them that way from rattling up and down. So like I said, this is double-sided. I also like the little finger holes that they have in here, so then you can get in and grab the car that way. I don't know if you guys remember some of the older Hot Wheels cases, but some of the older ones that were designed to hold just Hot Wheels cars, you had a hard time getting your finger down in there, so this worked out pretty cool having the finger hole. Like I said, there's the front of it, Creative Options. Most craft stores carry them, but like I said, Joann Fabric, if you got one around your house. There's the back of it. So I thought maybe tonight we'd go through maybe one of my many jammers, as I like to refer to them, and maybe go through one side or both sides depending on the time and take a look what's in them. I wanted to show you too, down here in my little Hot Wheels room, this is how I kind of store most of my loose cars. And if you see up there, that top shelf is mainly all my jammers and my cases. I've got some down there a little bit lower and there, so maybe over the next few weeks and months we'll go through each of those. And no real order right now. I know some guys like to put like a post-it note or piece of that blue paint tape or Gorilla Tape on the outside that doesn't leave that gummy residue, and then you can write on it with a Sharpie and get pretty organized. So before we get started, I wanted to kind of show you around my Hot Wheels room. This is the workbench right now. Definitely a work in progress in itself. Needs some attention right now. It seems like every time I clean it up, it's just back to looking like this in a matter of days. Like I said, pretty messy right now, but this is kind of where I come down to do most of my customizing and collecting. There's a little shelf that I made. This is I'll step back so you can see this. This is a old DVD storage case rack that I got out of off of Craigslist for like $10. It's always fun to look through the classifieds and see what you can find for cheap. And then I've got a buddy of mine that takes mini blinds and cuts them down to size depending on what size your rack is, and makes it so instead of having a section like this down here that I haven't done yet, that you have to just kind of stack everything on your own, turns it into a section where you can evenly display all your 1/64th cars. There's some bone shakers I've got, but my goal is to have that finished up all the way before too long. On the top I've got some regular version and Super Hunt versions that I wanted to kind of get displayed up on the wall, but there's one of the most recent Supers and regulars out, the 16 Angels. Pretty sweet car. Having a hard time not tearing it apart just to take those beautiful wheels off of that 16 Angels Super. Tires on that thing are sick. White with gold interior, 5 spokes. Let me know what you guys think of the Hot Wheels room. Any suggestions or likes or dislikes? Like I said, we got boxes everywhere and trying to get things organized. My goal is to have everything put in these totes that stack nicely to the ceiling and get out of all these cardboard boxes. They seem to stack better than the cardboard boxes do. So anyway, got sidetracked a little bit, but here's the front side of the first jammer we're going to take a look at. And like I said, kind of cool because they're clear. You can kind of see at a glance what you got in there before you even pop it open. Before I open them, I like to shake it a little bit, get them all back there, because I've had times when I've opened them and they all come down like an avalanche on me. So slowly open that up and see what kind of treasures we got inside that we're going to take a look at. These are some fairly new cars. Like I said, I don't have any real order. I just like to keep the organization when they're off of the card. First one we got here is a sure remember the name of that. It's like I think it's a Suzuki Sidekick or something back in the 90s, I think. Got those directional wheels on them. that cool looking pink choppy looking paint job. This one's in pretty good condition. Beach Patrol, I'm not sure if that came out of a 5-pack or what, but kind of been holding on to that, thinking I'd do some kind of custom on that with some big old knobbies on there. Here's the one of the latest versions of the Volksrad. One of my favorite castings, pretty sick looking. This is a retool. It's got, they took that stinger off the back and made the base plastic rather than metal, and put a roof rack on the top. Pretty cool. I just made a Golf custom. It's on the bench right now in pieces, but Volksrad turned out pretty cool. I'll have to show that off sometime. Do a how-to video on some of the stripping down and you putting some of those decals on. Alright, so let's get that one back up in there. Next one, everyone loves the Combi, cool Combi. That's out of the 5-pack, the yellow. A lot of people customizing these little bad boys. Surfboards in the back. Yeah, a lot you can do with the Combi, cool Combi. Got us a VW Baja V-Dub. Kind of a rat rod look to it. Flames are getting a little worn on the side. Got some rat rod wheels on the back. Pretty cool looking little casting. Looks like I put most of my 5-pack in this one. There's the V-Dub thing. Had a friend in high school that had one of these. It was in rough shape, but kind of fun to drive around in. You got a lot of looks. This one's kind of begging for some rat rod treatment. Alright, next one's a V-Dub. It's a newer version of the Volkswagen that's out. I think the real one. This one's in great shape. Just came right out of the 5-pack. We've got a VW, and that one was the pop top. You know, you can pop that little thing off the back there, and you can take the body off. Pretty fun. Didn't have to drill those ones apart. You could just take them off, pop the glass out, and strip it and repaint it. You did have to drill that little top off of the window to get that one off. That one's pretty cool. Put that back later. I think they call this the tail dragger, or no, not tail dragger. I was thinking tail dragger because that's the tail dragger right there on the bench. One of the many million projects I got going on at the same time. You know, not a true customizer unless you got a messy bench and 3 million projects going at once. So this one was the Dragster. Kind of a play on dragster and tractor. That was a fun one to play around customizing. We got a V-Dub Golf GTI, kind of a little drifter looking thing. A lot of guys are customizing that. Cool looking sunroof out of the back, or on the top. Older V-Dub. Love this casting back when they made it metal on metal on a $1 casting car. It's pretty cool. Alright, this next one we got is not sure what the name of it is. It's I'm not sure if it's a Packard or what, but I pick up all these that I can find at flea markets or thrift stores or whatever because of those white wall, black wall, basic wall tires. They look good on anything. I think I put some white walls on a old yeah, you see that old Batroca? Kind of sick with those black wall or the white wall basic walls on it. Oh, let's see, picked up the wrong truck. There we go. That one turned out pretty cool. Love that kind of patinaed look. That's one thing about getting a car, you know, at the thrift store, or just an old car. You can usually pick them up for pretty cheap, and kind of have got that played with condition look. Put some sick looking tires on it. Maybe a decal or something. Ready to go. Gonna give it that rat rod look. Let's see. Well, looks like my video's at about 16 minutes. Looks like I'm running out of space on the phone, so I'm gonna stop it here, and we'll do the next video, the rest of the jammer next time. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and we'll talk to you next time. Later.